Love, it's a beautiful emotion. It inspires people to do the greatest of things, to love others or to love someone. Love is patient, love is kind, for even God is love. But in this anime, love is war. Within the student council is a battle between the president and vice president of Shuchiin Academy's student leadership, where the daughter of one of Japan's largest conglomerates and the smartest and hardest working student of the school, where Kaguya Shinomiya and Miyuki Shirogane battle between themselves. Each are incredibly intelligent and plan out the greatest of stratagems, the objective to make the other confess. The reason why, it's because both of them are so driven by ego and pride that neither want to admit that they like the other person. Each episode of this anime is funny, and there's never a dull moment in this war between two high school students. All of the other characters who make up the student council are each differentiated between their personalities, struggles, desires, and their actual physical appearances. It's such good character design, and they bounce off of each other really well. Even though I really was invested in the two main characters making an attempt in romance, I think what differentiates Love is War from other rom-coms is the dependence on the other characters. We have literally me, Ishigami, the classic introvert with a tragic backstory, but is able to bring himself back up. The harbinger of chaos, Chika, who is such a bright and brilliant character who is able to mess with any carefully thought out plan from the main two. Hayasaka, the girl who represents the audience's desire for these two to actually confess at some point. There are a lot of characters, enough so that the main plot can carry on for a few episodes and that it doesn't become just like any other rom-com where we're dying to see the couple confess to each other, but it's not too much that there's never an episode that feels like it's filler. Speaking of the comedy part of this anime, it's very funny. About the same level of funny as Nichijou, and that too means that I'm fine that it takes forever for the two to confess. The brilliant thing about animation is that you're able to create expressions within characters which are much fuller than what you can capture IRL. You can include visual gags, you can exaggerate, and it makes for this visual masterpiece which you're able to engage in as an audience. This is further helped by a brilliant soundtrack which matches well with the shenanigans that the characters engage in, coupled with a narrator who's super passionate, and we've basically got the perfect comedy anime. It's an anime that offers a range of emotions because while there are genuinely funny moments in this, and I assure you that you'll laugh out loud at many of the stories told, it also offers tragedy, which means that you seriously care about these characters, and not to mention the great feeling of satisfaction with any of the climaxes of each season. Ultimately, this story is about the overcoming of pride, and that's the core of what makes this a Christian anime. Yes, it's also because of that Bible verse that's shown in the last episode of season 3, and there's also that championing of hard work and putting an effort into whatever God's called into your heart to do. We see in the school that's intended for the upper class that there are a great many students, including Shirogane, who did come from a lower class family, that he was able to work hard and be aligned with his function, to be a leader, to be intelligent, and to have worked hard to the position of being the number one student in this high school. Even in non-Christian majority countries, God has made us to have different roles in society and to be in line with our gifts, which Shirogane has perfectly demonstrated, and once he has aligned himself with his function, human flourishing flows. However, coming back to the point of pride, there's of course the incredible level of pride that Shinomiya has, being the daughter of this incredibly powerful and wealthy conglomerate. Over the course of these 3 seasons, though, we see that she drops the cold demeanor and that she slowly thinks less of herself. That humility is adopted by her because she loves someone who is in a completely different social class to her. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy and it does not boast. It is not proud and it doesn't dishonor others. It isn't self-seeking nor easily angered. Neither does it keep records of wrong nor delight in evil. I will make an attempt to justify why the love shown by Shinomiya and Shirogane is more of that agape kind of love that Paul's referred to in 1 Corinthians, because ultimately both of them end up dropping their pride and become more humble. It's not a conditional or self-seeking sort of love, and we don't really see that passionate erotic kind of love displayed either. They're both certainly romantically interested, but it isn't in a way which is purely sexual. It's unlike the meta-narrative of hookup culture and so-called liberation. The love displayed in Love is War is a love which is pure, hence why in its comedy, tragedy, and romance, Kaguya-sama Love is War is a Christian anime. There's not really other anime which can compete on the same level of Love is War, but if you are interested in other romance anime I've reviewed, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is actually something which I think comes pretty close to competing with Love is War.